Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Minister of Agriculture and Forestry recently returned from a 2-week trade mission to China and South Korea. Alberta producers need the ability to expand to new markets and explore growth opportunities overseas. The Minister had said that this trade mission will focus on opportunities for value-added food processing, agricultural products such as beef, pork, grains, and livestock genetics. To the Minister, did you sign any new agreements that will expand markets for Alberta agricultural producers?
Honourable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the member for the question. I did have the welcome. Thank you for having me back. It was a very good trade mission. It was my first to China, my first to South Korea. We were able to meet with many producers and processors in China, as also industries and processors and industry leaders here from Alberta as well. We're able to sign several agreements on cooperation and a memorandum of understandings, both in Northern Province and throughout China and in Korea as well. Looking forward for a very fruitful return for that trip. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
First supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that it is important for all Alberta producers to foster relationships that gain access to new markets, and given that you said that we'd also focus on opportunities for lumber and pulp exports, to the Minister, did you sign any new agreements that will help expand markets for Alberta's forest producers?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you to the member for the question. I had the opportunity to meet with Canada Wood, both in China and in South Korea, exploring opportunities to expand our markets there. There are some great opportunities, even though the economy has taken a bit of a dip in China. It's still the second largest economy in the world, and they need lumber. Their construction is still going at full blast. Opportunity to have lumber there. As well, Korea is recognizing the value and the durability of Canadian, Alberta lumber in particular, and those talks continue, and I'm very happy with our fruitful discussions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Second supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that there were many scheduled meetings for your trade mission in China and South Korea, and given that you said contacts you spoke with were keen to buy Alberta products, but they mentioned trade barriers with Canada gave them pause to buy Alberta products. To the Minister, what talks did you have with the Chinese government about these trade barriers, and what solutions did you generate?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the member for the very thoughtful question. For the very first part of the mission, I was able to accompany the federal agriculture minister on his discussions with Chinese officials, and everybody recognizing that they want more of our product, but working through those federal regulations to increase our trade to Asia and China and South Korea. Happy to work with our federal colleagues and provincial colleagues across the province or across the country to continue that work on making those regulatory changes to increase our trade in Asia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.